You ever wonder what kind of Famicom titles you can get for just 1 coin? You bet you do. Well, get your change purses out, my friend, because it's time for the 500 yen
Famicom Challenge.
Hi, I'm your host and bargain hunter extraordinaire, scruffy looking RGB. And I take you on retro game hunting adventures all over Japan. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe because I take you on new retro game hunting adventures in Japan every week. Today, we're in none other than Akihabara. While most retro game hunters don't consider Akihabara the best place to find deals, it doesn't mean they don't exist. Like I say, it's always worth a try.
No. Try not. Do. Or do not. There is no try.
I mean, do. Yeah, it's always worth a do. So we're going to do our best and test our luck here at Surugaya's station front shop. I only recently discovered this shop per my buddy Kid Shoryuken's video, and it has brought me good returns ever since. So thank you, Mr. Kid Shoryuken. In my Game Boy hunting video, I was able to find a great deal here. If you're interested in seeing what I found, I'll leave a link down in the description. Also, I'll leave a link to Kid Shoryuken's shop visit here as well. If you like, after this video, go ahead and check them both out. This is the 3rd installment of the 500 yen
Famicom Challenge.
And as you may have already guessed, we're looking for the best Famicom cart we can find for under 500 yen. So let's get scruffy looking. Here is the beautiful staircase of Famicom carts. Today's treasure lies within this wall. Tenchi o Kurao, or Destiny of an Empire, as it's known in the West. Also, we got Yeez here for 600 yen, just 100 yen over our price range. So keep looking. We have Bikuriman World, which is 900 yen out of our price range. Gradius 2, almost 25 bucks, definitely out of our range. Twin B3 for 990. Not a bad game, but out of our range still. Oh, our first game. XEyes for 440 yen. This is a game that was ported directly from the arcade. Apparently, it has no ending. There are 16 rounds, and it goes into an eternal loop. When you finish level 16, you just go back around again to level 1. Spendy Twin B here for 1210 yen. Through the shooters, another Twin B for 800. With Life Force, 2,200 in the clear case. It's always cool, but way out of our price range. Afterburner, very close, but just 100 yen over. Operation Wolf is very close, but just 100 yen over. Here we have Galaga for 550 yen. So close, but it's just out of our limit. You got another one, Dragon Spirit, a nice little shooter, but over our price range. Here we have Top Gun for 800. That's a little spendy for what it is. And Air Fortress, which is not a bad game, but again, out of our price range. Magmax, 400 yen. Yet another game that loops over and over again. It's one of those early shooters for the Famicom. Let's push on and see if we can find something better. There we saw the original Famicom soccer game for 300 yen, but that's not what we're looking for. It's a bit too common, and they do come much cheaper than that. Well, well, what have we here? None other than Parodius Da. There must be a darn good reason this one is so cheap. Taking a closer inspection, you can see a little bit of marker on the top label, and additionally some more marker on the back with a little bit of scratch label damage, but not too shabby. Definitely no problems for this scruffy looking nerf herder. A classic shooter, one that never reached the US shores, and a darn shame. For 300 yen, that is one good deal. A Konami gem to be certain. I think we'll have to put this one into the final selection ranking, but let's continue on to see what else may be waiting for us. We have Chuka Taisen, another pretty cool shooter, but it's out of our price range, unfortunately. Tiger Heli is another kind of first generation, early 80s shooter and very nostalgic title. But it definitely can't beat out Parodius in any way, shape, or form. Parodius definitely outweighs this one. So we move on. Here we have Gyrodine for 440 yen. It's another early shooter, but no thank you. This is far too common and not such an interesting shooter. So we push on. Hungarian Bay. And another early shooter with very outdated graphics. I do like the style of the cartridge itself. It's very pleasing to the nostalgic eyes. And not a bad shooter, but it is quite dated, so let's continue the hunt. Alright, here we have an interesting game. Jarinko Chie. Bakudan Musume Shiawase Sagashi. Which loosely translates to Finding Happiness with Tomboy Chie. Simple English title is Downtown Story, but it's also known as just simply Jarinko Chie. It's a late 70s to late 90s. It's a late 70s to late 90s long-running manga series and anime about a little tomboy type girl who keeps her tough guy father out of trouble, and the adventures they go on together. This game is very Japanese text heavy, so I don't recommend it for non-Japanese readers. But just a side note, it's an interesting piece of history because its creator is one of the founders of Ghibli, and the only time it appears in a video game is in this form here. And on closer inspection, the still frame graphics aren't bad for how old this card is. It might be a good game to pick up if you want to study Japanese, because there's not a lot of kanji and you can easily read the hiragana. So that was Jarinko Chie. I've never seen that one before, actually. Moving along. We have an action platformer, one you may have all know and heard of. Rockman 3 for 500 yen exactly. This may be the one. You definitely can't go wrong with the Rockman series. And considering the price of the US version of Mega Man 3 compared with the Japanese version, it is definitely a great deal. Capcom at its finest. Endless hours of fun and frustration with Rockman. I know I threw my controller quite a few times in frustration, but still great fun. You can't put this one down, so this one is definitely going to go into the ranking. But let's move on and see what other treasures may be lurking. Here we have Ninja-kun, Majo no Boken. This is a nice deal for an early action platformer. I've played a little bit of this game, not a whole lot. The graphics aren't all that wonderful, but it still is quite colorful and not bad for as old as it is. So that's Ninja-kun. That's an affordable one. It's in our price range too. Zombie Hunter, a little bit out of the price range, and YY World, 2100, definitely not 500. So we continue. Godslayer, 1400, not a affordable one for us today. Got Super Mario Brothers, 500 yen, nope, 5,500 yen. So that is definitely not one we're going to look at today. One of my favorites, Rockman, the original, going for 3,300. But we're not looking at expensive games. We're looking at 500 yen games. Space 100 for 700. We're getting close. Can we find another 500? Here we go. Next we have Dragon Buster, which has an awesome cart. I haven't played a lot of this. It's an action platformer. It's quite difficult. It's another under 500 yen, so that might go in our ranking as well. Moving on. Sorry for the shifty camera movements here. Here's another fairly famous action platformer, which is in our price range. Bugs Tehani Takashi Meijin, sequel or trequel to it, that series on the Famicom, I believe. I haven't played this one, but I've seen a little bit of the footage, and it looks like the graphics are not bad. There's a lot of different type of gameplay. I want to say there's like mini games within the game, like kind of a breakout type part of the game. You get to play as Honey, I believe is her name. She's kind of like a bee fairy, I'm not sure. And of course the main character as well. So this will definitely go into the ranking at the end of the day. But let's move on. We got Wrecking Crew for 700 and Dig Dug. Not gonna go under our 500 yen today. And Hokuto no Ken as well. DuckTales 2, that's a pretty rare one. 24 bucks, it's not bad. But not on our 500 yen Famicom Challenge Day. Looks like Fantasy Zone back there for 800. That is really cool. That's one I don't see very often, actually. Very cool looking cart. It's very tempting, but we're looking for 500 yen today. 500 and less. Behind that we got Armadillo, another interesting mention. 660, just out of our price range, but I'm very interested in this one. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do it today. 660 for this one here. I can't read the title. Dragon something or other. Dragon Wing, maybe. Alright. Put these bad boys back and check another row. Lupin Sansei for 12 bucks. Too much. Bomberman. And another shooter looking type game I didn't get the name of. 550, getting closer, and a soccer game looks like. Maybe not soccer game, I'm not sure what that was. I'm not sure what this is either, but we're still out of our range by 50 cents. Or 50 yen, excuse me. Looking through the action platformer games. We got somehow a Mega Drive game slipped its way in here. Here we have a classic Famicom game here that I don't think ever made it to the US, called City Connection. You're a car and you're smashing through the city in your little Honda Beat or whatever they modeled this car after, probably a Suzuki or something. But this is quite popular here in Japan, and oftentimes I see it go for a bit more than this. And unfortunately I can't say a whole lot about it because I haven't really played it much, if at all. So City Connection, it's a good one. I like the artwork on it. Very colorful gameplay as well. So it might be a really nice one. Okay, here are our remaining contestants. After all of our searching, I'm giving one of these carts on the screen here the 500 yen Famicom Challenge. So, what do you guys think I should choose today? Go ahead and write down in the comments what you think the winner is for today. Alright, without further ado, and the winner of the 500 yen Famicom Challenge is Parodius da.
Did you hear that?
Definitely a gem, no doubt. Parodius, and Rockman was a close second, but at the moment I'm really into the shooters, and to get Parodius for 300 yen, that just seems ridiculous. So I think the 500 yen trophy goes to Parodius for today, definitely. Like I said, down in the comments, let me know what you guys thought should have been the winner. If you thought it was something else that you saw, remember to share this video with somebody you think might enjoy it. I do appreciate all your support. You guys stay safe out there, and above all, stay scruffy looking.
Who's scruffy looking?